Hello everybody, it's Stephanie, and hold on, it is Friday, and this is not a fun Friday. I have to save Fun Saturday, we'll do that tomorrow, but I ended up, well, first of all, so I don't forget, even though it's not Huntington's cancer specific, the neurologist did recommend this spray for the dry mouth. So I haven't used it enough to find out the results for sure, but I will let you guys know. Alright, so I will tell you guys what I have to do. The Huntington's catch up today and prepare yourselves emotionally and mentally. See those sticky notes. Got lots to talk about because of my appointment yesterday. So, alright, and so just so I don't forget, the song of the day is going to be I Satisfy My Maker. Okay, let me I think I gotta grab my water because I'm gonna run out of fluids over here talking. Bear with me. Alright, now I'm ready. Okay. Sorry for shaking the thing. Okay. So, yes, I had my neurology appointment yesterday, so I'm going to actually save that to talking about after I do my little updates. So, this sticky note, I'm going to save, actually, we're going to put it right there. Okay. Oh, yes, because I'm going to be talking a lot about driving and Huntington's. Okay. Okay. Okay, now, yes, okay. Okay, so let me tell you what happened yesterday. So I told you guys that I'm hiking again. I love it so much. So the reason I had to switch from running to hiking because I was able to start running again since my wonderful neurogenic bladder was fixed with the Botox injections and my foot after I injured it from the marathon. So it was really nice to be doing that again, and I like to go in Palmer Park. I really like to challenge myself physically, especially with hills. So, but with what's going on in my throat with the possible cancer, the difficulty swallowing, if I am like running, like the balancing with the breathing, cause with the hiking, it's like still getting my breath up, but, it's that combination for whatever reason, it just really makes me, like coughing, cause it's part of that, like why I lose my voice and that too. So that's when I decided I can actually hike very vigorously and not have that happen. So it was a lovely day yesterday, and I was like, the first 2 times I've gone, I got about 2.5 miles, and there was lots of different trails to use, so I always use the same way. So for whatever reason yesterday, and I started it, I think about at 1:30, so I'm like, if I get 2.5, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try to get as close to 3 miles as I can, so, cause I was feeling good, and let me just tell you guys, I'm crazy, like, I like high level fitness, and the hiking, the trail, is very advanced, like, a lot of, like, climbing up these rocks, so I love it, and actually was able, like, to keep up a pretty fast pace, even in the ups and downs. And okay, so I was supposed to get physical therapy because of that possibility of rolling my ankles, but that was only in reference to running, and there's all these spots with sand, like, because the bikers go through there. And before it was like, oh, I hate walking in that, but hiking in it really strengthens my ankles. So yes, I'm the crazy one that's like, what's the most challenging 3 miles I can do, because it's like trying to get as much calories, because it's not the same at all with running. So anyways, I was having a great hike. It was beautiful. So taking a couple of pictures, but I think because I went a little further, like, I got so turned around. Well, it's hard because I knew the trail I had come in on, that's how I had gotten in and out the last 2 times. And eventually it dumps me into this trail that takes me past the horses. And so I had been doing that. I could not find my way back out of the place. Oh my gosh. So I ended up accidentally hiking 5.5 miles, over 2-hour hike. Oh my gosh. But I was like, so really close to panicking, and I felt that happening in me. But I'm like, first of all, okay, I was starving, but I've had that happen during my runs. I was just like, you just have to, and thankfully it wasn't getting dark yet, so I didn't have that to worry about. Thank you, Jesus, the extra hour of time we have. So I asked like 3 different people, how do I find the horses? Because I knew that would get me, and still wasn't able to find them. Oh my gosh. So I was like, you know what? I was gonna do a video. It was already like 4 o'clock. And so I'm like, I'm just gonna find my way out of here. It took me a long way to get around the long cut. But I actually found the stables, but this part was hard because I walked by stables when I was going out. But when I came back, there's a private property sign, and I was like, maybe there's other stables. So I went in, because they were giving horse riding lessons. I was like, you guys, I know I'm close. I've been looking around. I'm like, and they said they're the only ones who actually any horses in there in Palmer Park. And so I was even more confused. But the lady, all of them were like sympathetically looking at me. I'm like, it was just a really long hike. So all that to say, the lady was like, oh, the road, because that was the other thing I usually use for a reference. I can always just go down to the road, and I know how to get back. So anyway, she's like, the road, it's right there. I was like, oh, yes. So I was like, you know what, I have another like almost mile to go back to my car, and I'm like, I'm just gonna like kick it into high gear, like marathon mode, motion or whatever. And I was like, yes. So I, burned 450 calories yesterday. And I had been thinking though, so this is good for like a day that I have time for a long hike to do about 5 miles. So now I know, plus just pounding it, coming back up the hill to my car. Because I'm like, you know what, I'm going to reward myself with some Jamba Juice. That was my marathon training go-to. Peanut butter mood. I was like, oh my gosh, so I'm gonna just go right there. That gave me the energy to get up to my car. And so all that to say, my day took a lot longer to getting back to do my video than I expected, but I survived, and I'm giving myself Saturday off of hiking, and I'll do it again on Monday. So yes, so that's why I was delayed. But I really thank Jesus that I forgot, I fell a little bit, because that's part of being in the more dangerous parts of the canyons and ravines with hiking. So I fell. I had tendinitis in this wrist, and they did a cortisone shot into it. It's been working great, but sometimes, especially when I do banners, I have to put this on. So now I'm gonna wear one all the time when I'm hiking, because I did like fall, slid down a rock a little bit, and like didn't hurt myself as far as like scraping, but I did like land on my wrist and didn't realize I hurt it until today. I'm like, oh, I think I did hand, but I fall a lot when I'm running, so it's just part of the, So now I'm going to make sure I have Band-Aids and paper towels with me just for when I do fall. So, all that to say, long story short. Alright, now let's talk. Alright, let me get through the little bonks. Alright, so, alright. Oh, yes, so my mom took over my appointment. Okay, so I've been really good about not forgetting appointments and like volunteering shifts and all of that. So I didn't realize that on the Wednesday that I had counseling like 2 weeks ago, or actually it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago now, I was also supposed to go to the dentist that day, and so I didn't realize that I had already told my supervisor I was going to take that day off. So I forgot that completely and ended up going in to volunteer. Nobody even realized I was late. Because, So all that to say, yes. Oh, yes. So it's not very common. I miss appointments. I have a planner I'm really good about. So my mom is going to take over reminding me about those. Well, I'm going to let her know that I have them. And then she's going to remind me because she's awesome. Okay. Yes. Yes, I keep whacking myself on this bed. I love having this, it's nice to have a big bed with my little edge here, but I do keep bonking myself on this thing, so I whacked my leg on it, walked into that bed frame a couple of times the last couple of days. Okay. Yes. Oh, yes. I was getting out of my car a couple of days ago, and closed the door and whacked my face on, actually my head on the door as I was closing it. Oh, that really hurt. I think I did that several months or maybe like a year ago. But also, I have glasses now, so it hit my glasses. And it was funny, I was just going to I was literally getting out of the car at the place, the optometrist's office, because they were going to be straightening these, tightening them, because I keep doing things that, that made them too loose. So they fixed them, but it happened again. It's when I got back out of the car to get Thai food in the same parking lot. So that was just interesting because it hasn't happened again since then. But okay. Yes. Okay. Oh yes, and I'm not gonna do PT because I'm not running. I don't know if I told you guys that or not. Well, other than just then. Okay. Alright, yes, I'm still doing Lumosity. I know I've talked about this before, but it's still the favorite thing to do when I'm falling asleep. Yes, it's great. I just felt like I wanted to remind you guys, especially people with HD, it's just such a good tool for strengthening your brain, especially like short-term memory and everything. So I'm a big proponent of it. Okay. Oh yes, I keep almost falling off the toilet seat. It happened when I was in the bathroom at the neurology appointment. Like those, oh my gosh, that could have been really bad. It's always when I'm leaning forward far, so I think, yes, I just need to be more slow getting on. But yeah, so that seems to happen more. Okay. Oh, right. So I've been really good about in the bathroom making sure to put up the throw rug that I don't trip on it. But I had just sprayed Febreze in the bathroom and I had just picked up that rug. So now it was a slip hazard because it was slippery with my slippers on. And I was like, almost fell. So that is note to self not to spray Febreze when you just have the thing up. So, okay. Or don't spray that you can feel it on the floor. Okay. Okay, yeah. All right. I'm on the last one here. I can't read what I have here. Oh yes, okay, that's more part of the neurology appointment. Alright, so let me talk to you guys about that. I always generally feel pretty good when I leave there because there's lots of things I like to show off my skills. This one thing, especially when I'm sleep deprived, hold on. Okay, I know, but when you have to, hold on, I'm gonna do it to show you guys. Okay. See, I used to hate that test. Oh my gosh, especially when they do it on your left hand. But now I'm like always excited to show off my skills. So that part I did really well. However, I was talking to my mom, and I've been sleeping really well, and I had that night. Usually I really try to make sure I have enough sleep because it really affects how the results come up with certain things. So I got a text at 6:30 in the morning, and I was like, oh no. And then I woke up way too early because we didn't have to leave until 10. I was going to sleep until 9. So I was definitely sleep deprived, so I wasn't very good at listening to her directions, like with anyway, when she was, listening to a lot of her directions, I was like having to have her repeat it. So also I realized I was talking at the same time to my mom, so next time I'm gonna make sure I just focus on my neurologist okay. So I did really well. Oh yes, but the balance test they do, I'm always awesome when they kind of pull you back and you have to step back. And so, but for whatever reason, like I was like bending instead of like stepping back my foot. And she was like, "Oh, you must be trying to show me how flexible you are." And I was like, so she had my mom come over to demonstrate, and my mom had never had this happen before. All that to say, my mom like almost fell. I think she didn't realize that neurologist, like, it's not about just like a trust fall, just that you're supposed to take that step back. So anyway, my mom sort of almost died, and I'm sure that my neurologist probably has had those kind of people. So, but I ended up doing it fine after I knew what she wanted. But that was just kind of funny. Okay, so I know this is gonna take a little while to discuss, but driving, because my neurologist always asks me, how's your driving, because I know she just had to cancel somebody's license. So it was like, I told her it's like something I've been really good at, and so, but like my brother and my mom was like, well, it was a year ago, but when I first moved back to Colorado, Isaac and Jen, I was living with them, and I was like wondering if I could use my brother's car, and he was like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. And then I'm like, well, what about if I drive with you in the car, and then you can decide then if you're comfortable with that or not. So I passed the test, and he ended up having me pick up his kids from school. So that was like, pretty good for my confidence and knowing like the Huntington. I don't have like Korea movements that a lot of people with their legs, and Huntington's like is that huge factor. I'm also very like still good at problem solving and like so anyways, she wants me to take a driver's, not volunteer, but she just asked if I would be willing to have this like some sort of driver's test that then you can, be signed off on or whatever. And I was like, that's fine. But like, just realizing, like, so first of all, like, okay, I have not been in a my fault accident in 10 years. However, my brother, sister-in-law, and sister have been in one this year. Well, my brother in one, like my sister-in-law couple, my sister 4 accidents that were their fault. And so that is like, I haven't been in an accident in 10 years. And I have Huntington. So, plus, when I went out to Rochester, it's like how many accidents I've been able to avoid. Like, so there was somebody driving. This was one of the visits back to Rochester, probably about a year ago now, or maybe a little less. But so it was raining and dark, and a woman like ran this red light, and I was able to avoid the accident. Like, this happens all the time. I'm a very defensive driver now. So I'm actually really excited to take the test, but I'm not like, I shouldn't need to do that because I know I'm a good driver, but it's like, yes. So I'll keep the other feelings to myself about that, but I know a lot of you guys have had to lose that privilege, so yes, but that's why I'm excited. I'm sure lots of people will be like, oh crap, I have to, do this. Also, because I'm sleeping so much better, before, just constantly sleep deprived just makes it a lot harder to, stay, focused and everything. So, all that to say, okay, I think we're caught up. Okay, yes, okay. Right. Okay. Wow, we're finally done. So, time for the devotional portion of the day. I have to drink this water. Okay. All right, we were in chapter 5 now, right? Yes, okay. Oh, all right. It is daunting to try to love the world one person at a time, but that is the task of being a disciple. In the world of human trafficking, I can think about the young woman in Ghana hungry for the scraps off my plate and knew that what I do here in the United States matters to her. We all can love the world through our interactions, our business choices, our lifestyle choices, and how we choose to spend our time. It is easy to dismiss this by telling ourselves that the small things like buying fair trade or smiling at a neighbor can't make any difference in great suffering of the world. It is hard to imagine that our small acts change the balance of love in the world. Yet, it is even harder to imagine the world being a more loving place if we do nothing. In our small sacrificial choices, we show that we love the world. It takes a great deal of humility to face universal issues by simply simply loving the next person who crosses our path. It is harsh out there in the world, and all of us have heard war stories. Yet everywhere I've traveled over the last 20 years, I have seen this truth. People across the globe in loving and compassionate communities do recover and find freedom. believing and seeing that healing happens across oceans and over chasms makes us all more hopeful about the world we live in. In the 21 countries where we work with women, we have experienced that the tighter our connections across the world are, the more exponentially love's healing power grows. Not only do the markets increase so that each woman is more economically independent and can buy school clothes and groceries, but whole communities around these social enterprises change as well. And this little blip, it takes a great deal of humility to face universal issues by simply loving the next person who crosses our path. All right, you guys, you are all caught up. I will talk when I have more to say, and of course I will be tomorrow for Fun Saturday. I have a great story I'm going to tell you about how I earned the nickname Booby Pants. It's going public. All right, you guys, I hope you all are having blessed weeks.